if you say like in the long term, where will things end up? Long term, I don't know what long term is. Maybe it's 10, 20 years, something like that. For me, that's long term. My prediction is that work will be optional.
Optional.
Optional. So.
We'll take that.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be like playing sports or a video game or something like that. If you want to work, in the same way, like you can go to the store and just buy some vegetables, or you could grow vegetables in your backyard. It's much harder to grow vegetables in your backyard, but some people still do it because they like growing vegetables. That will be what work is like, optional. Now, between now and then, there's actually a lot of work to get to that point. And I always recommend people read Ian Banks' culture books to get a sense for what a probable positive AI future is like. And interestingly, in those books, money doesn't exist. It's kind of interesting. And my guess is, if you go out long enough, assuming there's a continued improvement in AI and robotics, which seems likely, the money will stop being relevant at some point in the future. Now, there will still be...
Okay, so earlier Elon Musk did state that universal high income is coming, so there is no reason for us to save money in the first place. At least that's what he said. I don't know the exact quote, but Musk has made a very big claim that there may be no need to save money personally because the universal high income is coming very soon. And here's the thing. This sounds a little extreme, and I want to clarify this immediately. To him, very soon could be in about 50 or 60 years, or maybe in about 10 to 12 years. Maybe for us, very soon could mean tomorrow. But let's talk about that, right? I think that he is not saying this is happening right now, and he is not saying people should stop saving today. I think that what Musk is doing is he's describing a possible future. It's not a guaranteed plan. Musk is imagining a world where AI and robots do most of the work, making society so productive that everyone can live comfortably without needing a job. That's basically what he's saying, and that's the reason why he is saying you don't need to save money anymore. So this whole idea is called universal high income, UHI. And so look, for most of history, humans worked. Humans got paid wages. Money came from labor. However, for the first time in a very long time, there has been people like Musk who have been claiming that AI and robotics could challenge this system. Because if machines can do factory work, driving, coding, customer service, analysis, even creative tasks, then human labor, like us, you and me, becomes less necessary. And that does raise a huge question, because many people have been questioning, okay, if people don't need to work, how do they get money? And this is where I believe UBI and UHI come in. So let's talk about these two ideas. We have universal basic income, which means everyone gets a regular cash payment per month. There are no requirements, no job is needed. It's not like a boatload of money, but everybody gets an exact amount of, let's just say, $800 to $1,200 per month. The purpose of this is to cover your basic needs, also reduce poverty everywhere, and stabilize people during job disruption in case you get laid off or whatever. So think of UBI as a floor, so no one falls into extreme hardship. You would have a less stressed world. So like I've said, $800 to $1,200 per month, it's enough to survive, but not to thrive on. Like, you're not going to be rich, you're not going to be out there balling and buying yachts left and right. UBI is realistic today, but expensive, and it has been politically debated. We'll talk about that in a separate video. But now let's talk about universal high income, which is what Musk is speaking about. And this is Elon's future vision. What is universal high income? It's basically AI plus robots create massive wealth. We have goods and services becoming cheaper. Society shares that wealth. People live comfortably without even working. That is what UHI is. So think of UHI, universal high income, as a post-work society. UBI is seen as a safety net, and UHI is an abundance economy. So you may question, like, okay, what is AI going to do and what are robots going to do? The AI is going to be able to do things like planning, decision making, design, analysis, software, optimization as well. And then we have robots who will operate in the physical world. So they can build things, move things, grow food, deliver goods, and perform physical services. So think of AI as the brain and robots as the hands. And so if they scale massively, factories can run 24/7, something that humans cannot do. We cannot run 24/7. Logistics become cheaper, the services become faster, and the productivity in the end explodes. And this is why Musk thinks that wealth would increase dramatically. But let's go deeper down the rabbit hole. The robots are not gonna automatically pay you. Even if robots do all the work, money is not going to magically show up in your bank account, because we know that today, when workers work, they earn wages, and the owners of the places that you work at, they gain profits. In a AI economy, things do shift. Wages might be shrinking, profits grow, and the owners of AI and robots get richer. So the real question here is, how does society distribute the wealth created by machines? And so how could money flow to the people? Like, what is a realistic way? Let's talk about point number one. It could be through tax and redistribution. So this would operate much more like UBI, where money is paid out monthly to everybody, and it's going to be paid out with huge margins. Or it could be social dividends. It's pretty similar to how Alaska pays residents oil dividends, but the profits in the end will be shared with citizens. We can also go down to a road where we could have universal basic services. So instead of using cash, the essentials become cheap, or they are just simply free. It's something that Musk has been talking about over the past few days, and he's saying that, this whole money concept thing might go out the window in a few years. Like, people might not even need to flex the money that they have anymore because everything is just going to be for free. So like housing, healthcare, education, transport, all of that might just fall into your lap. It's highly likely that universal high income could be a mix of like all three, not just one of these things that we have just named. A lot of it is very murky right now. We don't have a very like clear step-on-step plan on how this is going to look, but it does give us some ideas. And so the reason why Musk says you would not need to save money is because in a perfect UHI world, income is guaranteed. Essentials are cheaper. Jobs are optional. Emergencies are less catastrophic. And that is why he came up with that conclusion. However, because this is a finance channel, just because you hear this and you hear this from one of the most brilliant people in the world, it does not mean that you got to take this and say, okay, I'm not going to be saving no more. All of the money that I have right now, I'm just going to spend it. It does not matter anyways, because everything's going to just end up being for free, and we're going to have an abundance of goods and services, and it's going to be heaven on earth. But I don't think so. I think that there are many reasons why we should not stop saving today. Because first of all, bro, this future is very uncertain. It's decades away. I'm talking about maybe 30 or 40 years. I could be wrong. Maybe these AI enthusiasts or these AI experts could claim that I'm wrong and that this could happen in 5 to 6 years. Who knows? But I'm just going to assume, and you guys should assume as well, that this is decades away. It's politically very complex, and most likely it's going to be chaotic during this transition. Like, nothing like this comes so easy and so smoothly. Even Elon Musk admits that the transition could be very painful. And I think that if this transition is going to be more painful than ever before we get to this point in our future, I think that saving becomes even more important, not less important, for the next couple of years. I believe that yes, we should embrace change. And I believe that if we want to take any sort of action and adapt to this new work world, I think that our mindset should shift more towards like this. Let's look at the old world as a world where job equaled security, because that is no longer the case. Let's look at the old world as a world where skills did last for decades, but that is no longer the case. The new world, and what we should actually be preparing for, and not UHI, is to understand that income is volatile, that skills expire faster as well, and you must be able to adapt as fast as possible and learn as fast as possible to really adapt to this new working world. That is exactly how you should maneuver through the next couple of years. So I really do suggest to not even think about just not saving and forgetting about any sort of building any brand new skills only because robots and AI is coming. I think that as of right now, it's very fantasy. So I would like to recommend some things as we head towards the next 5 to 10 years and before the UHI world. Step one, always, but I mean always, have an emergency fund. You want to have enough money in your account where you can commit to 3 to 6 months of basic expenses. This buys you time and peace of mind in case anything does go on in your work environment. Step two, if you have any high interest debt, kill that. Kill that as fast as possible. The credit cards, the bad loans that trap people, you want to get that away. And paying these off is guaranteed progress. You want to do that for yourself. Step three, invest long term, no matter what. No matter whether we get into the UBI, UHI, STD, CVS, whatever world we're talking about in 30 to 40 years, always invest for the long term. No matter what these people like Musk do say, have retirement accounts, broaden your investments like Apple stock, Microsoft stock, Tesla stock, etc. In the end, ownership matters in a AI world. And then step four, once you're done with all of that and you have all of those things taken care of, invest in yourself. Always do, no matter what. Invest in new skills, invest in adaptability, invest in creativity, invest in communications, and always look to upgrade yourself. It is always rewarding. So just focus on that. Everything else becomes secondary until we see AI replace most labor and wealth is distributed fairly and systems are stable. Then, okay, maybe we can start preparing for that new reality, but that's not promised for tomorrow nor anywhere near the next 5 to 10 years. But that is it. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.